Last lecture, we are done with nervous system basic chart. Nervous system, it is divided into two parts: central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system consists brain and spinal cord. Today we will discuss it. Peripheral nervous system, it is further divided into two parts: voluntarily active somatic nervous system and automatically active autonomous nervous system. And autonomous nervous system, it is further divided into two parts: sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic and parasympathetic both are complementary with each other. Yesterday I told you that one example. Sympathetic nervous system aggravates the heart rates, then parasympathetic nervous system diminishes it. And both the systems are simultaneously work together to maintain the normal heart rate. Now I hope you understand this statement. Here, now, see, continue with the brain. Brain of frog. It is divided into three parts. Forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. brain has three parts: forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Forebrain is the major part of the brain, and in forebrain different parts are there. The major portion of the forebrain, it is known as cerebrum. Cerebrum consists all the voluntary centers, all the voluntary activity centers of the body. So voluntary activities are controlled by cerebrum. Don't do the mistake here. The cerebrum is the big brain and the cerebellum is known as small brain. So before to continue this in detail, in forebrain one pair of olfactory nerves is now connected to the one pair of olfactory lobes. So from nasal chamber, the olfaction sensation is received by olfactory nerves and sent it to the olfactory lobe. And in olfactory lobe, olfaction center is there. As a result, the frog is able to identify the smell. So olfaction is nothing but the smell sensation. We say like that. Then cerebrum to cerebral hemisphere. Two cerebral hemispheres are joined here, but have you heard about corpus callosum? Have you ever heard about corpus callosum? Anyone? Yes? What is that? Yes, you. Last page corner. Yes. What is corpus callosum? Related to blood pigment. And you know grey matter and white matter in brain? Yes. Okay. Late. Basically, I will tell you right now only that about the corpus callosum. What is the difference between a human brain and frog brain? See, frog and human brain both consist cerebrum. Cerebrum is the major part of the forebrain and forebrain is the major part of the brain. So major portion of the brain is formed by forebrain. I will show you the cerebrum in 21st chapter. And we have that model. But in our body, on the mid of the cranial bone, I am talking about inside it. The whole cerebrum, it is divided into two half parts. Right half and left half. And this half is known as cerebral hemisphere. So this cerebral hemisphere outside it consists. I am talking about human being. Please consider this for human being. Two cerebral hemispheres are joined together with the help of the group of the nerve fibers. This is known as corpus callosum. And here in frog, Cerebrum is divided into two cerebral hemispheres. Yes, two half of parts are there in cerebrum, but corpus callosum is absent. Fine, corpus callosum is absent here. And all the voluntary activities of the body is controlled by cerebrum. So difference between human being and the frog cerebrum is this. In frog, corpus callosum is absent, and in human being, corpus callosum is present. That I will show you in the 21st chapter at the time of the description of the brain. Right? Okay. Then, next portion, apart from the cerebrum, diencephalon is there. In diencephalon, thalamus, hypothalamus glands are situated here. Pituitary gland. I think you had learned with this all these glands in the 10th standard. In our body, thermoregulation center. What this word indicates? We are homeothermic, right? We are homeothermic. So our body temperature is constantly maintained by thermoregulation center. And this thermoregulation center, it is situated in the hypothalamus. And that's why 37 degrees Celsius temperature is maintained. Yes, I am not talking about the fever. In fever, normally our body temperature might be increases 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. No, વધારે નહીં, 1-2 degrees Celsius માં 3-4 તો તાવ આવે. આજે 3-4 તાવ તમે કહો છો ને ફેરનહીટ માં કહેવાય. આ 100 તાવ એટલે 100 ડિગ્રી ફેરનહીટ થઈ ગયું. हाँ, ये क्लियर कर दो. Fahrenheit 37 degree Celsius or 98.6 degree Fahrenheit are normal temperature home here. I am not talking about digital thermometer. Digital thermometer માં temperature varies હોય છે, અલગ અલગ આવે છે. હું તમને મર્ક્યુરી થર્મોમીટરની વાત કરું છું. એમાં તમે જોજો 37 degree Celsius and 98.6 degree Fahrenheit અને અત્યારે 99 degree Fahrenheit નોર્મલ કન્સિડર કરે છે. 99 સુધીનો તાવ ન કહેવાય, એ નોર્મલ. હા, વિન્ટર સિઝનમાં ઓલવેઝ આપણે અત્યારના બોડી ટેમ્પરેચર લિટલ બીટ હાઈ જ હોય, લિટલ બીટ થોડું હાઈ હોય, બિકોઝ વી આર ટ્રાઇંગ ટુ કોપ અપ વિથ ધી કોલ્ડ એટમોસ્ફિયર. એટલે તમે ક્યારે બી મેજર કરજો, તમને મોર્નિંગમાં તમારા હેન્ડ્સ કોલ્ડ હોય ને, તમે ગમે ત્યાં બોડી પાર્ટ ઉપર રાખજો, તમને તમારું બોડી વોર્મ લાગશે. એકચ્યુઅલી તમારું બોડી વોર્મ નથી, તમારા હેન્ડ્સ કોલ્ડ થઈ જાય. અને ઓલવેઝ આમ પાર્ટ ફીલ નહીં કરવાનું, પોસ્ટીરિયર પોર્શન આવી રીતે ફીલ કરો. This part is very tough and this is very soft part. So we feel the temperature easily by this. So same way here, hypothalamus. Hypothalamus gland which controls hunger, thirst, fine, and the thermoregulation center is also here, but here frog is poikilothermic. Okay, now I will ask the question. You kept the frog in 25 degrees Celsius containing atmosphere, then you isolate it from that atmosphere and keep it in the 30 degrees Celsius containing atmosphere. What is the temperature of the frog? It becomes 30. I asked that. You know that. And that's why we say that frog is poikilothermic. Fine. So thermoregulatory center is altering the body temperature. But in our body, thermoregulation center present in the hypothalamus cannot alter the body temperature. Okay, so hypothalamus of the frog and human being difference is this. Then pineal body. Pineal body consists pineal gland, and pineal gland is also known as biological clock of the body. Pineal gland is also known as biological clock of the body. Biological clock means 24 hours activities are controlled by this pineal gland. You understand this biological clock in human being easily. આપણું તમે pineal body જે છે pineal gland એ easily સમજી શકશો. એક્ઝામ્પલ આપશે. This pineal gland regulates sleep awake cycle. અમુકને સુવાનો ટાઈમ અને ઉઠવાનો ટાઈમ ફિક્સ હોય. તમે સ્ટાર્ટિંગમાં ઉઠવા માટે મોબાઈલમાં એલાર્મ મૂકતા હતા. થોડો ટાઈમ રેગ્યુલેટ થાય પછી એલાર્મ વાગે એની પહેલાં આપણે જાગી જઈએ. ઘણી વખત આપણને એવું બી એસ્ટિમેટ હોય ક્યારેક આપણે રાત્રે અચાનક જાગી જઈએ અને આપણે એવું વિચારી કે કામે થઈ જાય જો ઘડિયાળમાં એટલા જો કેટલા જ લેટ ઓફ થાય. हाँ, અમુકને ટાઈમે જ ઊંઘ આવે, અમુકને ફિક્સ ટાઈમે જ ઊંઘ આવે. 10 વાગે તો ગામે સૂઈ જાય. અમુકને આપેલી નથી ને મેળ પડે તો રાતે જાગીએ ગઈ, નો મેળ પડે તો રીડિંગ કરતાં કરતાં ભૂલી ગઈ. સૌથી વધારે રીડિંગ કરતાં કરતાં ઊંઘ આવે. હા, ચાલુ કર્યા ભેગું સ્ટાર્ટ કરીએ. Subject attraction. સબ્જેક્ટ પ્રત્યે લગાવ. એટલું બધું સબ્જેક્ટ અમે તો સીધા ફોર્મમાં લે. ટોપિક જોયો નથી. So sleep awake cycle. Sleep awake cycle, then regulation of the body color. हाँ, આપણા બોડીનો કલર રેગ્યુલેટ મેન્ટેન થાય છે. યસ, બાય pineal gland. Menstrual cycle in females. Every 28 days menstrual cycle is regulated by pineal gland. And self-defense mechanism. Self-defense mechanism is controlled by pineal body. So this all activities are controlled by pineal body. So this is up to the forebrain. Clear? Next, midbrain. It consists one pair of optic lobes, generally from the two eyes. You know that two eyes are located in the optic cavity in frog. In frog on the skull, two optic cavities are there, and these two optic cavities consist of optic nerves, originates from the ending of the eye. You know that both the retina join together and form the optic nerve. This optic nerve overlap with each other and form the optic chiasma. So our right eye is controlled by left optic lobe and left eye is controlled by right optic lobe. Optic chiasma. So from both the eyes optic nerves are originated, both are joined together and form the optic chiasma. Optic chiasma then now connected to the optic lobe, and in optic lobes visual centers are there. Fine? So this is present in one pair in the midbrain. Hindbrain. It consists of three regions. Cerebellum. Cerebellum is responsible for yes, body balance as well as posture. Okay, then along with that equilibrium. Both are same, equilibrium balance. Along with balance, coordination. Along with balance, coordination centers are located in the cerebellum. Coordination is nothing but the body activities are coordinated together to perform the particular process. Suppose example, I am walking like this, fine. So left leg is forwarded and opposite arm is forwarded. Okay, and same way like that. So this is known as coordination movement. So during walking, the body balance is maintained by coordination centers. Clear? So in frog, the jumping, swimming, all these activities are controlled by this cerebellum. Along with here, cerebellum consists, cardiac center as well as respiratory center. So if cerebellum is affected, then the frog will die. Some respiratory centers are also located in the pons, and then it is continued in the medulla oblongata, and medulla oblongata is continued to the spinal cord. Spinal cord, it is and in urostyle. Urostyle is the end part of the vertebral column. Right? And the major important thing, vagus nerve is the longest nerve of our body. Vagus nerve, 10th cranial nerve, is the longest nerve of our body. Vagus nerve is divided into cranial nerve and supplied to the diaphragm, and it is also divided and supplied to the SN node also. It regulates all the important visceral activities of our body. See, in frog, the nerves originated from the brain are in 10 pairs, and in our body we have 12 pairs. In our body we have 12 pairs. The nerves originated from the spinal cord are 9 pairs in frog 31 pairs in human being. 31 pairs. તો અત્યારે હું તમને ફ્રોગ હ્યુમન બીંગનો ડિફરન્સ સાથે સાથે કહેતો જ જઉં છું. Right? So this is about the nervous system. See, the nervous system from the textbook, then excretory system, and then the reproductive system. See please. System for control and coordination is highly evolved in frog. It includes both neural system and endocrine system. Chemical coordination of the various organs of the body is achieved by hormones which are secreted by endocrine glands. In frog, hypothalamus, pituitary, thymus, pineal, pancreas, testis, ovary, these all are heads as of endocrine glands. Right? અને જેવું તમને કાલે વાત કરતો હતો એ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ થિંગ ઇઝ ધીસ. ટેડપોલ જે છે ફ્રોગનું એમાં મોર્ફોજીનેસિસ થાય છે. Frog, in that external fertilization occurs in water, and after external fertilization eggs are formed. Eggs converted into tadpole. Tadpole consists egg and live inside the water. So tadpole is ammonotelic. Tadpole of the frog is ammonotelic, and now listen carefully. The tadpole is now converted into two hind limbs consisting situation. First of all, two hind limbs form. Okay? Then tetrapoidal condition means two forelimbs are also formed. Can you imagine? Now the tadpole consists four limbs, but tail is also there. And then gradually what happens, the tail is disintegrated. This is known as morphogenesis or indirect development in the frog. So in frog, originated animal is not exactly resembled to the adult one. Clear? This is controlled by thyroxine hormone. This is controlled by thyroxine hormone. So, tadpole is converted into or modified into, gradually step by step events occur, and then at last adult frog is formed. These all activities are controlled by thyroxine hormone. And you know that thyroxine hormone is secreted from the thyroid gland. So now the question is there, if you remove the thyroid gland from the tadpole, if you remove the thyroid gland from the tadpole, what happens? Tadpole remains in tadpole stage at all. Clear? Tadpole remains in tadpole stage at all. It is never modified and converted into adult frog. Okay, so that point is very, very important. Fine. Prominent endocrine glands are found in the frog are pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, pineal body, pancreatic islets. Previously I told you, pancreatic islets consist two cells, alpha cells and beta cells. Alpha cells secrete the glucagon and beta cell secrete insulin. Adrenal gland, you know, adrenaline and non-adrenaline, emergency hormone, yes, fight or flight, and gonads. Testes in male, ovaries in female. Nervous system is organized into central nervous system, that is brain and spinal cord, and peripheral nervous system includes cranial nerves and spinal nerves. But here, how many cranial nerves and spinal nerves are there? Not given. And given here, not given here. Given there? Okay, fine. And autonomous nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic. There are 10 pairs of the cranial nerves arising from the brain. Brain is enclosed by bony structure known as brain box, also known as cranial cavity, okay, or cranium. The brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Forebrain includes olfactory lobes, paired cerebral hemisphere, and unpaired diencephalon. Midbrain is characterized by the one pair of optic lobes. Hindbrain consists cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata passes out to the foramen magnum. Foramen magnum is the largest opening just posterior to the cranial bone. Foramen magnum is the largest opening situated on the posterior part of the cranium. At foramen magnum, medulla oblongata is over, and just after that foramen magnum, vertebral column starts and spinal cord is continued. Foramen magnum and continue to the spinal cord, which is enclosed in the vertebral column. Continued with it, frog has different types of sense organs, namely organ of touch, sensory papillae, taste sensation, for the taste buds are there, smell, nasal epithelium, vision, eyes, and hearing, tympanum with internal ears. You know that in frog, external ear is absent. Ear is always starts from the middle ear as a tympanic membrane. Out of these eyes and ears, internal ears are well organized structures. The rest are cellular aggregation around the nerve endings. Apart from the 5 sensory organs, eyes and internal ears are well developed. Remaining all the sensory organs consist on the cellular level of organization and directly continue to the specific nerves. Eyes in the frog are a pair of spherical structure situated in the orbit of the skull. Orbit is nothing but optic cavity. These are simple eyes possessing only one unit. External ear is absent in the frog and only tympanum can be seen externally. The ear is an organ of hearing as well as balancing, that is equilibrium. Can you know Eustachian canal? Anyone, can you know Eustachian canal? Middle ear, it is connected to the pharynx. Middle ear, it is connected to the pharynx. When you close your ears, wait, listen first. When you close your ears and respire, the passing of the air, sound that you can hear, you feel that sound. Now you do. No problem. After hearing this, you are confusing. The statement is this: we are able to respire through ears also. We are also able to respire through ears. But through ears, we are not able to inspire that much amount of the air. 500 ml tidal volume, એટલું એર આપણે નથી લઈ શકતા. એટલે તમે જોજો ક્યારે બી તમને શરદી થાય ને તો તમને ઇયરમાં કાંઈ ને કાંઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ ક્રિએટ થશે. Common pathway from the middle ear to the pharynx, this is known as Eustachian tube or Eustachian canal. Okay, I can write that word. Eustachian tube or Eustachian canal, which connects middle ear to pharynx, and the pressure of air is maintained inside it. It is responsible to maintain the balance of the body. Eustachian tube માં જે એર છે એનું પ્રેશર મેન્ટેન રહેવું જોઈએ. અને તમને પ્રેક્ટિકલી બી એક્ઝામ્પલ એક આપું. સપોઝ તમને ઇયરમાં કોઈ બી ટાઈપનું ઇન્ફેક્શન થાય છે, બરાબર? અને જો એર પ્રેશર ઇન Eustachian tube will be altered, તમે તમારું બોડી બેલેન્સ ક્યારેક મિસ કરી શકો છો. યુ ફીલ ગિડીનેસ ઓલ્સો. ઇયર ઇન્ફેક્શનની વાત કરું છું. Sometimes you feel giddiness, ચક્કર આવે, ક્યારેક આપણું બોડી બેલેન્સ ન રહે due to ear infection. So infected materials are entered into the Eustachian tube, alter the pressure in air which is present already inside it, and then alter the balance of the body. Okay, so ear has a auditory function, but along with that body balancing function also. Okay, so here I can stop now. See you in next lecture.